Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, today is another day in my 7 curry series, and I'm going to be sharing a great and delicious pumpkin curry recipe. Now, whenever people make pumpkin for 7 curry, there's 2 ways you can actually make this. You can make this more of a curry or bunjal style with lots of spices, or you can make it pretty plain and pretty simple by just frying up the pumpkin with some aromatics. My family usually makes it the more plain way. However, I wanted to share the curried way today just so this way I can share something different and something that is really, really delicious. You're all gonna see that I'm dressed up again today, and I wanna go ahead and thank my sponsors over at Leah's Fashion and Religious House for sponsoring this beautiful outfit today and allowing me to go ahead and shout out and bring some support to their business. Leah's Fashion and Religious House is your one-stop shop for all of your religious needs. They have outfits, they also have many decorations, and lots of different things in there to fit everybody's needs. And trust me, when you go there, the staff over there is so helpful, they're so kind, and you're gonna get great items at a great price.
Alright, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna start off in our curry again. We're gonna go ahead and cover the bottom with some oil of your choice. At this point, we're gonna go ahead and make our little spice paste or our curry paste. So I have my curry powder, some homemade ground masala, a little bit of tomato paste, just a touch, and that is optional. And I also have some garlic and pepper paste. And I'm also going to go in with some fresh green seasoning. Once that oil is nice and hot, you're going to go ahead and add in your chopped onions. You're also going to be going in with some extra hot pepper. I already ground some hot pepper with my garlic, but I like to go in with some extra hot pepper because I really like this to be nice and spicy. And I'm also going to be going in with some chopped up culantro or shadow beni. Now, of course, this was already in my green seasoning, but I had a couple of extra leaves. I wanted to just go ahead and use it for some extra flavor. We're just going to go ahead and stir this up and saute it until everything is cooked down for about 2 to 3 minutes. And once everything cooks down for about 2 to 3 minutes, you're going to go ahead and add in some roasted ground cumin powder or geera. So I'm just mixing up my curry paste here that I made. Of course, it had the curry powder, the masala, a little bit of tomato paste, the green seasoning, the ground garlic, and I mixed it up with a little bit of extra water. And I'm going to go ahead and add it into my pot and stir everything together. A little word about the tomato paste. Some people will add this in whenever making their curries. Some people will not use it. It's a very controversial thing when you put tomatoes in these recipes. However, go ahead and do whatever fits your taste and your likes the best. I'm just going to go ahead and stir this up very well, and I'm going to keep on cooking it down until the oil releases back from the spice mixture and until it dries up nicely and those spices are cooked for about 5 to 6 minutes. As you're stirring this curry paste up, you want to go ahead and season it with some salt, so this way you can start flavoring this entire recipe. You're just going to keep on stirring everything together and cooking it down until it dries up and catches a little bit more. So at this point, my mixture has started to catch a little bit more or stick at the bottom of the pot, which means that there's lots of great roasted flavor going on and it's dried up very well. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and add in my pumpkin. Now there's so many different variations of pumpkin or squash that you could use for this recipe. Sometimes you cannot find that traditional looking Guyanese pumpkin in the grocery stores, so you can either use butternut squash. You can also go ahead and use the Jamaican pumpkin that they have at the grocery store. They sell the cut pieces of pumpkin as well, and they even sell frozen butternut squash, which I have used and made this recipe with before. I just went in with a little bit of all-purpose seasoning, and I'm going to go ahead and stir this up very well and let this pumpkin bunjay or sear with all those spices for a couple of minutes until the pumpkin starts to release its own natural juices. So this is what my pumpkin is looking like after about 2 to 3 minutes of frying up. Now my pumpkin is not releasing a crazy amount of water, but if you bought a certain type of pumpkin, sometimes it releases a lot of water and you have to let it burn up. But being that my pumpkin is not releasing water, I'm going to add in a little bit, I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to allow this to cook. So my pumpkin's been cooking for about 15 minutes at this point. Remember, I told you before that I did add in a little bit of water because it was not releasing a lot of its own natural juices. And as you all can see, it does need a little bit more time because it's not fully cooked yet. So this is after about 25 minutes of cooking. As you all can see, it doesn't have a lot of water left. It only has a little bit at the top, and the pumpkin for the most part is done cooking. For me though, I really like when the pumpkin is nice and soft and mushy. I don't like a lot of chunks in mine. If you don't really care and you're okay with a couple of chunks, you can take it off at this point because it is technically done. So this is what my pumpkin looks like after about 30 to 35 minutes of cooking. As you all can see, it's cooked down very well. It's nice and mushy, just the way that I like it. Again, if you like it more chunky, you can cook it as per your own preferences. But at this point, it is ready to serve. I'm also going to let you know that whenever you're making pumpkin, some types of pumpkin will take longer and some will take less time, just depending on how young or mature they were and how much water content they have. Now, anybody that truly knows me knows that pumpkin and roti has always been my favorite Guyanese food combination since I was younger. And not just any pumpkin and roti, I like plain pumpkin and oil roti specifically. I don't care for shrimp inside or anything else like that. But this right here for me is comfort food. And again, like I've been saying in my other videos, this right here with all of the other vegetarian dishes to make up that 7 curry would be equally delicious as well. So I hope you all give this one a try.
I hope you all enjoyed this recipe today for this pumpkin curry. This one was really delicious and one of my favorites, especially with some roti on the side. If you all enjoyed the video today, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed yet and drop those comments down below. Make sure you go ahead and check out Leah's Fashion and Religious House for amazing outfits like this for religious items, decorations, and anything your heart desires. I'll leave their information right here on the screen and in the description box right below this video. Check them out, let them know Matthew's Guyanese Cooking sent you, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow for the next part of this 7 curry series.